Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? And welcome back to the channel. I've just been working kind of half-assed diligently on the dually here, trying to get the front end parts put on there. Remember I had showed you guys before that I bought some Detroit axle parts off of Amazon. I was able to purchase everything in one kit, from upper control arms to lower ball joints. If you remember right, I do have the left side just about completed. It has drag links, tie rod ends, sway bar end links, lower ball joint, upper control arms with ball joint, and then I'll also have new hubs, new shocks, new rotors, and I did go get new calipers. One thing I thought was kind of cool, that it's been a while since I've bought a rotor. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I've had to buy a caliper. And unbeknownst to me, calipers now come with brackets and everything, and it also comes with slides. So now when you buy a caliper, you get the bracket, the caliper, and you get new slides, but new slides come with my pads, so it's whichever one you want to use. So far I've got just the left side done. Just got to get the dually adapters bolted on and tightened up. I have everything in place. Just got to put some Loctite on there. Going to use red Loctite, and one of you guys suggested tightening those up and loosen them. Put a screwdriver down in the fins of the rotor and let it go up against the brake caliper bracket and tighten them up that way. So we're going to get started doing that and then turn our attention to the passenger side. All right, I have this side all put back together. I do have my upper control arms tightened. When you do this, you are going to have to go and get it aligned, because these top holes in the frame are slotted, and that's what adjusts your camber right here, in and out as far as your tires. So you're gonna have to take it and get it aligned and get those pushed in or out wherever it needs to be. I just kind of put them back where I thought they would need to be. So, I'm sorry, where I thought they were when I took them apart. So as soon as I get everything taken care of, I will take this and have it aligned. I did, the bump stops were all rotted out, so I need to figure out and find a bump stop for it. The only thing I have to do on the driver's side is hook up the control arm or the sway bar end links, whatever we'll call it, and it should be all done. I got to put some grease and everything. As far as this joint is the drag link, I'm sorry, the tie rod end link, the upper control arm joint, and then also the lower ball joint is greasable too. I'm going to tell you that ball joint press that I purchased is pretty much junk. It was $45 wasted. Go this way. It was $45 wasted. I sent them an email to try and send it back. I stripped the threads on the rod, trying to use it to press the ball joints in, but I'm going to show you a little trick that I kind of learned and taught myself when I put the passenger side in, using some components from this. You can see right there how shitty that this piece is. You can see where it just pulled the threads right off of that threaded rod there. Was very dissatisfied with it, so hopefully this is going back. And no, I did not use an impact on it. It was just using a pipe and my breaker bar right there. So yeah, it was very discerning that that is crap. So we're going to try and get, we're gonna finish, okay. We're gonna start taking the passenger side apart, hopefully get it together tonight. But I doubt it, because we're gonna have to wait for some paint to dry. As you can see, while I had everything apart, I went ahead and painted everything and made it look good. Left the calipers the way they are because they're coated and they're brand new. I painted dually adapters. I do have red Loctite on those because the only thing I can get in there is a wrench as far as tightening those up. So that is all good, and everything that I put together is lathered with anti-seize, so everything comes apart pretty good the next time. So right now let's start taking this other side apart, see what we can do. We don't need to pay too concerned on how everything comes apart because we're putting all new in, so we can just beat the hell out of it with a sledgehammer. Alright, after that I'm going to go ahead and try and take the brake rotor off, and then also take the, before I do that though, I'm going to take the 3 bolts out of the back of the hub and just start beating everything off with a sledgehammer right here. And if it's like the driver's side, everything just came off pretty nice. That was the best way that I found to get that apart. Since nothing's being saved, I just go to town with it with a sledgehammer. Now to get everything else apart, I need to put a bottle jack underneath that lower control arm, because that is the only thing that I'm not changing, and get that jacked up just a little bit so we can get at the nut on the upper ball joint and get at the nut on the lower ball joint and get this knuckle out of the way. Take the tie rod ends, and what I did with these is I took my old one and measured the length from center of stud here to the end where it screws into the racket pinion, and then I just made them my new ones the same length. This will also have to be addressed at alignment. These are just a pinch clip here. You just pinch that and pull it off. There is a locking tab up there. Those are not reusable. And I just took a hammer and punch or chisel, and I just knocked that loose and was able to take this boot and pull it back. And then you can just use a big crescent wrench. Those are not real tight, and unloosen those. But first we gotta get this nut off and get this jacked up, and so we can address that stuff. Alright, the way I like to take these apart, not like I did this side here, I just hit that with a hammer to get that loose. Take 2 hammers. Alright, with that done, I'm going to show you how I took out this lower ball joint. That press did not work, so I'm going to show you the way that I did it. There is a clip on top of here that you're going to have to take off. It's pretty rusted up, so just use a hammer and screwdriver, punch, chisel, whatever you have, and take that top clip off. And the way I was able to take the other side out was this hammer right here fits the top of that really well. I have it supported over here on a bottle jack. just like downtown. That only works if they're pressed in through the bottom like this one is. So I was pretty happy with the way that worked. Now all these are junk and I'm gonna have to cut them off. So I just took my cutoff wheel and went in there and cut that off. This one here I've got loose, but I'm done messing with it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it off here and be able to pull this bolt out. And then the upper control arm will be ready to come out. First though, I'm gonna show you how to take the drag length and off of the end of the rack and pinion steering. That clip is right there at the end of my screwdriver. That just breaks that band. Just pull that back. And then there's a hex right here. Just grab an idiot wrench, because I don't have a wrench to fit it. Just break it loose and twist it off. Alright, here's my new pieces here. What I did was on the old one on the driver's side was I measured the distance from the center there to the back here, which is right around eyeballed 17 inches. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. First I have to take this apart. It did come apart pretty good. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I took that off first and then took the jam nut off, and then I took my boot off because I have to have my boot to cover everything up. I did not get new boots. That's the only thing I did not buy new. And slide everything on and tighten this up. Basically I did put anti-seize in there on the other one. Tighten this all up until I've got 17 inches the same way from here to here, and then I put it in the truck. And so far so good. The steering wheel looked pretty straight, looked to be pretty straight. So I mean, all is pretty good so far. Right now I'm going to cut this out as far as the upper control arm, get that cut out and get that all cleaned up and get some paint on it. What I did was I wire brushed everything, beat everything, took my air hammer to this to knock all the slag off. Put some paint on it, cleaned the inside surface of that really well to accept the new unit bearing, and then threw some paint on everything, and this is what it turned out to be like I had showed you earlier. I'm pretty happy. So everything is new, everything is ready to go. This side is pretty much ready just to bring, like I said, the end link down and or the sway bar down and put it on the end link and tighten everything up, and then it needs to go to I gotta bleed the brakes obviously, and then it needs to go to the alignment shop and get that done. So I think for right now that's pretty much gonna end it. One other thing, went into my local dealership yesterday to get new upper control arm bolts, and believe it or not, these are discontinued along with the backing plates, the dust covers. So this truck is going to not have any dust covers. I know they're not real important. They were there from the factory, so I like to have them there, but in this case, I'm not gonna have them because they are discontinued. I can find a 4-wheel drive, but I cannot find a 2-wheel drive. Difference being is the hubs are a 3-bolt for the 2-wheel drive and are a 4-bolt for the 4-wheel drive. The 4-wheel drive is still available. Get them in Advance, O'Reilly, AutoZone, whatever. And but I cannot find any 2-wheel drive. They did a search for me at the dealership, and there is, in the state of Ohio, there is 7 dealerships that have the left side. There's 1 dealership that has the right side. So I wasn't gonna mess around calling those dealers and ordering them. I just decided to run without the dust covers. So it is what it is. So anyway, going back, they did not have these bolts. These bolts are shouldered to go into the frame. The shoulder is the same size as the thread. One of the mechanics come out and asked me what I was looking for, and he said, just a minute. He come walking back out and he had 3 of them with nuts and said, here you go, gave them to me. So I don't know that tech's name, but there is a tech at Tomal Chrysler Buick GMC. Huge thank you very much. I appreciate it. Just gave them to me and said, here, go fix your truck. So super thankful to him. Words can't express, man. I appreciate it very, very much. I hope you see this. I don't know if you do or not, but I need to take him some swag or take him something just for helping me out at that point in time. Anyway, if you don't mind, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.